8 to 9 figure brands use highly optimized conversion funnels to scale their ad accounts. And in this video, I'm going to show you 3 of the most effective flows that I've seen. My name is Alex and I'm one of the co-founders of Loudline. We spend over $2 million a month on Meta, and perfecting acquisition flows has been one of the most effective ways we've been able to deliver results for our clients. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down 3 flows that high revenue brands are currently using to turn their traffic into customers and scale their ads profitably. So the first flow that I want to show you is a Listicle by NutriSense. So the way this works is that you have your ad, and then once you click your ad, it takes you to the Listicle, which doubles as a pre-sale page. And then from the Listicle, you then click and go onto the website. So the power of a Listicle is that it basically gives you reasons to make the purchase without feeling like this is a message from the brand. So it provides you with, in this case, 7 reasons why women in menopause are reclaiming their health with NutriSense. And the way it's structured is that it makes you feel like this is something separate to the brand, and this is an objective opinion based on the NutriSense's product. So to show you the funnel as a whole, so you have the ad here.
Pause hit me with unexpected weight gain. I wanted to understand why I couldn't lose this weight and regain control over my health. That's why I chose NutriSense, a continuous glucose monitoring system that provides real-time insights.
So as you can see here, the hook about this video is
Menopause hit me.
Menopause hitting to you as a woman, and once you then click on this and you want to find out more, it then takes you to a page that gives you 7 more reasons why women in menopause are reclaiming their health with NutriSense. And then after that, you then go onto the website. Now, this is really, really effective. And the reason this flow is really effective is that the synergy between the ad and the Listicle is really, really strong. The hook directly calls the pain point out of menopause being harder on women than what they initially thought. And then the Listicle gives you 7 reasons why women who are struggling with menopause are using NutriSense. And the logic behind having this flow is that although you provide an extra friction point during this flow from ad to Listicle to website instead of just ad to website, the idea is that conversion rates go up so much more when people are more educated and have a greater emotional buy-in with the product. So yes, some people will drop off because you are adding an additional friction point, but the overall conversion rate will more than make up for it. So the next flow that I want to look at is an advertorial flow by AG1. And very similarly to a Listicle, the advertorial serves to provide an seemingly objective and impartial opinion/review of a product. And differently to a Listicle, an advertorial is made to look like a blog. So it's meant to give you a personal story, a personal opinion, and from reading this objective third-party opinion on a product, the idea is that you feel more compelled to buy and you trust the product more. And that is really key, as all these flows and marketing as a whole is about making sure that your audience can trust your product and feel like their product is genuine and will help them and will solve their pain points. So again, let's look at the ad here. So yeah, the ad itself doesn't really do much in terms of the video, like it just showcases the product. But what's really powerful is that in the ad itself, you have the title of the blog page and the headline of the article. Now, I believe this is a fake blog page and a fake article, but the reason why brands do this is that it makes this feel even more authentic and even more real. So if you do land on this page, you don't think that this is a page commissioned by AG1. You feel this is an impartial dietitian posting about their real experience using AG1 and using their product. And another reason why this is so effective is that during the advertorial, you can also provide pros and cons. And the way AG1 have done it in this case is they provide their pros, where they give all the benefits of using their product, but then they've carefully curated the cons to actually make it beneficial for their brand. So in one of the examples, as you can see here, it says this is not a complete vitamin. However, you can buy the missing vitamins with AG1 as well. So not only do they provide a con to make this feel even more authentic than it already is, as someone who is impartial will give you the pros and cons, but they've managed to turn a con into incentivizing people to go and buy another product, which is really, really effective. And they've been able to curate a narrative that's beneficial to them in a really strong way. Then you land on their landing page. The reason why advertorials in this way are so effective for brands like AG1 is that brands like these have subscribe options. In order to get people to subscribe to your product, they need to trust it even more than they would usually need to if it's just a single purchase. And having a flow where they educate the customer but also provide them with that additional trust, it really helps with the conversion rate and incentivizes people to buy the subscription option as opposed to just a single purchase, which of course does wonders for the brand in terms of lifetime value. So the next funnel that I want to look at is a quiz funnel by Obvi. And again, the way this works is you have your ad here that calls out a pain point.
If you take pain pills for your joints every morning, you need to hear this. You might be stuck in a cycle, and there might be a better way. Let me show you something. Go to your cabinet. How many bottles of pain relievers do you have? I had 3. One in the kitchen, one in my purse, one by my bed. I was taking them almost every day.
So again, here you've got the pain point call out of the video, and then once you click on the link, you then enter this quiz funnel. Now, the reason quiz funnels are so effective is that not only do you get the dopamine rush of clicking through the buttons and inputting details, which Obvi in this case have made really aesthetically pleasing, and they've used widgets and colors that incentivize you to keep on clicking. But it then gives you the impression that they're really taking time to understand your situation. And then when they do provide you with a landing page, it seems like it's been curated and it seems to have been made to fit your needs. Now, naturally, all of the answers, any way you answer the funnel will lead you to the landing page. But the fact that you have that quiz there and you do make the prospect and audience click these selections, it makes them feel like they're being listened to, and it gives them a greater emotional buy-in, and then they trust your product that much more. So quiz funnels are also really, really effective. And again, it gives you an opportunity to further educate your audience, and your audience feel like they can trust you even more than they otherwise would. So these are the 3 funnels. So some of the key takeaways for implementing 9-figure funnel flows: you have to prioritize high value content. The reasons for these funnels being so effective, they are able to educate and convince people to buy the product at a rate that exceeds extra drop off that you suffer when you introduce a further friction point in the ad to checkout process. So you need to make sure that your ad has synergy with the Listicle or the Advertorial or the quiz funnel. There is the same emotional and psychological thread throughout the entire journey. You need to also leverage authority and social proof. That's really important. During these flows, there is an opportunity to further build trust. And building trust is one of the key reasons for implementing these flows and one of the key drivers behind improved conversion rates. Again, here there are some other reasons. So, you need to embrace personalization and engagement, like interactive elements. You need to implement risk reversal, so you can offer guarantees, and at the end, when you do provide a link to go and buy the product and to go to the checkout page, you can always include guarantees, risk reversals, money back guarantees. All these things do is just further improve the trust that you're able to convey to your audience. Again, always within the flow, you do want to constantly have a clear call to action point. You can always just include these buttons throughout the Advertorial, throughout the Listicle, and with the quiz, it's a little bit different, but you want to make sure that if someone is already convinced to buy, they don't have to read the whole thing or complete the whole quiz. They can just click to go directly to the checkout page. And we've similarly had a lot of success with implementing these funnels ourselves for some of our clients. And when we have split test listicles to homepages, advertorials to homepages, introducing quizzes, etc., we have seen a dramatic increase in ROAS, a dramatic increase in conversion rates, and it has been one of the driving factors behind delivering really strong performance for our clients. I hope you found this video useful, and if you are a brand spending over $15,000 a month on Meta and you would like someone to help you manage your ad account and implement these flows that require a relative degree of sophistication, then please head over to our website and book a call with either myself or a member of my team. We'd be more than happy to provide you with some opinions, some free strategy advice, and discuss